Ann Arbor, Michigan is a college town steeped in rebellion. Over the past 50 years, cannabis smokers have conducted protests, passed joint laws, and achieved what was once thought and regarded as impossible. This campaign continues to capture the attention of pot smokers around the globe with what some would consider radical and outlandish, while others would say, it'd be a lot cooler if you did. While many people know Ann Arbor for its yearly hash bash and occasional Wolverine sightings, it is also home to the Monroe Street Fair, a relatively unknown and yet well-known event. Over the past 20 years... Wait. 20... Did I read that right? Yeah? Yeah, no, I read that right. A fair at a weed festival in a country where weed is still regarded the same as heroin? Checks out. I want to know the mastermind behind this absolutely mind-melting yet monolithic movement that made for such a miracle in the telling of Michigan's Mary Jane history. While we make our way away from the Diag to Monroe Street, rolling up, dabbing, and even taking a bong tote to the head is widely encouraged. Or as the late, great Anthony Bourdain would say, proceed to smoke weed. The 20th Annual Monroe Street Fair. When asked who came up with the idea for the Monroe Street Fair, I kept hearing one name: Charlie Strackbein.
Charlie came in with the Monroe Street Fair. It breathed a new energy and life force into Hash Bash, and it grew and became something nostalgic. And it's just the greatest event, cannabis-wise, in the United States.
Seems pretty cool. Let's check it out more.
I didn't even know the Monroe Street Fair existed until probably about 4 or 5 years ago when I first met Chuck. I would say the dedication he has shown doing this event for 20 plus years is very rare to see. What he does is very thankless, and people don't really see all the work that goes into putting together the Monroe Street Fair, getting all the permits, coordinating the cleanup.
Okay, so I made it to the fair. Who has a joint? This works. Well, that smoke cannon seemed to be effective. Time to make a new friends. Look, a puppy!
I know that the Monroe Street Fair has been going on for 20 years because Charlie is the man who's been running it. This was the first time that we participated in the Monroe Street Fair, and I have to say it was definitely a memorable experience. It was a lot of fun. I would recommend it to everybody. It was a lot of work, but we met amazing people, and Charlie does a great job running it and making everyone feel welcome.
Okay, so I have to find this Charlie fella. Seen him a few times, but I gotta get a fucking interview with him for sure. This art is just legit. Yeah, the vendors definitely made it feel like a true cannabis bazaar.
The Monroe Street Fair, this is actually my first time at the Monroe Street Fair. I've always hung out down at the Diag.
Sounds like you picked a good year to make your first. Oh, that reminds me. I forgot about the blue raspberry gummy I had earlier. I wonder when it'll kick in. I think I'm starting to feel something. Then my edible kicked in. Yes! Oh, this is dope. Get it? Because of the blue raspberry gum? So far, this seems all pretty warm and inviting. Okay, let's rewind and figure out why we're here again. You know what? Let's talk to someone who's been here for years.
But at Monroe Street, you can drift off into the neighborhoods. You can pull a blanket up and lay on the grass. You can really get to know your fellow stoners at Monroe Street. It's a much more relaxed atmosphere. And because it stretches from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m., you can really spend hours just making new friends at Monroe Street.
Finally, I got to catch up with the mastermind himself.
It's been missing in my life for 3 years here since we've gone all of 2019, then all of 2020, then yet again all of 2021, and here we are. You can see just beautiful blue skies. I mean, I'm loving this. This is the greatest thing in a long time. Like, we've been gone, like I said, for 3 years, and the last time it was this nice was 2018. We've been very fortunate with the weather over the years. Looking back over 20 years, we've probably had equal bad to equal good.
Monroe Street Fair was created out of a need to give the people visiting Ann Arbor something to do. Hash Bash had become a good draw, but many people were flooding the streets with vendors and selling their wares on the streets, and it became irritating to the people in the city. Charlie and others had an idea that they would create a fair, which would give all those vendors a place where they could do their business and stay away from the areas that were causing trouble with the residents and with the city. It was tough getting the city to agree to that first ordinance or that first approval. But once they did, I think the Monroe Street Fair has been a part of Ann Arbor's history ever since, and that was 20 years ago.
I've worked with Charlie for years. We're doing the posters for the Monroe Street Fair and Hash Bash, and he's always Charlie. So I've never had any issues with him. He's always been friendly. He's always been up front. He's been a genuine person. He's come out to an art exhibition that I done in America just to meet me and hang out. He's a friend. So it's beyond more than just working with Charlie. It's Charlie's a friend. He's grown to be a friend, and he loves my artwork, and he's one of my favourite people to work with.
I've been hearing that a lot.
That I do. So it's where I'll have an event, and I may do them for a series of years, where every year I look forward to doing something with Charlie.
Edible's making it hard to focus. Damn, it's good!
It may not be for Monroe Street Fair, but just, he's a friend, so regardless of what ever happens, he's someone who I've become friends with through my artwork.
It's all starting to make sense now. The weed totally makes it better.
What if somebody wanted to sit on that chair? If you get it, you get it. Thank you to all of the Monroe Street Fair staff who helped make this possible. Peace, y'all.